Apple has had some interesting years as of late, and it seems like 2022 will be no different. In fact, many people believe this is going to be the year that the company starts to shift to an entirely new direction by investing billions into smart technology. Their regular lineup is also set to see a massive upgrade this year. That's why, in this video, we'll be going through everything Apple is going to be releasing in 2022. Confirmed products. Not all of the products in the rumor mills are confirmed. However, there are some obvious yearly releases that don't even need confirmation, or just products with such strong evidence that it's all but confirmed. iPhone 14. The iPhone 14 is, unsurprisingly, the most likely Apple product that will be released this year. Apple releases an iPhone each year, and it seems like, for now, Apple has completely ditched releasing an S model of the same phone every other year. Instead of doing that, they now do a pretty major revamp of the phone each year. The iPhone 14 will probably be radically different from the 13, mainly because the 13 followed the same design cues as the 12. The biggest change in design will be centered around the screen, with Apple finally removing the dreaded notch that has been a constant since the iPhone 10. Instead of a notch, there are going to be two pinholes for the camera and the Face ID hardware components. Unfortunately for those of us with smaller wallets, Apple will not be releasing a mini version of their flagship this year, and will solely be focusing on their larger phones. According to some rumors, the Pro version of the new iPhone will feature a 48-megapixel wide camera that can record video in 8K. It might just feature the biggest camera update in the iPhone's history. Before we continue, be sure to hit like and subscribe. iPhone SE. Before we see Apple release their new flagship iPhone this year, we might see them release a cheaper alternative first. The iPhone SE is usually a phone that uses an older design of the iPhone, and it's intermittently released every few years. The latest iPhone SE was released in the spring of 2020. This year, the iPhone SE will have the same form factor as the previous one, which was similar to the iPhone 8's. This low-cost phone will have Apple's latest A15 Bionic chip, which is found on the iPhone 13 as well, so it goes without saying that this will be a small little powerhouse. Aside from that, it'll have retro features, at least by iPhone standards, like a Touch ID fingerprint scanner, large bezels, and no notch. The new SE will probably be announced at WWDC in spring of this year, and it's expected to be priced at $399, making it the cheapest new iPhone you can buy. M2 MacBook Air. The $999 M1 MacBook Air was one of Apple's best-selling laptops when they released it in late 2020, with the performance of the M1 chip being almost universally loved. After snubbing the MacBook Air lineup last year, there are now strong rumors to suggest that Apple will be releasing a new MacBook Air this year, and it's going to have the brand new M2 chip instead. The new MacBook Air will supposedly have much smaller bezels, allowing it to have a screen size of 14 inches instead of the 13.5 inches we're used to. The screen quality will also get a massive upgrade with a mini LED panel and improved colors. The M2 chip is going to have an 8-core CPU, the same number as last time, but its GPU is going to see a massive improvement with 10 cores instead of the previous 7 or 8. As for the price, it hasn't been confirmed yet, but it should be anywhere from $999 to $1,199. Considering it's a redesign, we expect it to lean more towards the latter. iMac Pro and Mac Mini. Aside from the new MacBook Air, Apple is also expected to release new versions of the iMac and Mac Mini with updated specs. The new iMac will be called the iMac Pro, and it'll feature a 27-inch mini LED display with ProMotion technology along with the latest and most advanced chips made by Apple. Previously, there was no 27-inch option for the M1 iMacs. In terms of design, it's going to be quite similar to the 24-inch iMacs that were released in 2021. As for the Mac Mini, it's going to get a massive performance boost this year, with up to 10 CPU cores and up to 32 GPU cores. It will also be able to support up to 64 gigs of RAM. iPad Pro and iPad Air. Apple's iPad lineup will not be left behind this year either. Both the iPad Pro and the iPad Air will be seeing updated versions be released. The new iPad Air will have 5G connectivity and a 10.9-inch screen, similar to the previous model. It'll feature Apple's latest A15 Bionic chip, along with an ultra-wide 12-megapixel camera that'll make video conferencing better than ever before. The new iPad Pro will have a mini LED display on both the 11-inch and the 13-inch models, along with reverse charging capabilities, which would allow you to charge your AirPods and other small Apple devices by simply placing them on the iPad. Both of these products are expected to carry the same price as last time. Apple Watch Series 8. Apple is also expected to launch the updated version of their Apple Watch this year. The Apple Watch Series 8 is going to be a massive upgrade over the previous model. So if you were thinking of buying a Series 7, we recommend you wait until the new one is released. Series 8 will be able to detect sleep apnea, sense your body temperature, and monitor things like your blood glucose levels and blood pressure. It will also be able to detect if you got into a car crash, and you can choose to have it immediately alert your family members in case that ever happens. It's also going to have some upgrades like improved durability and water resistance. Rumored and future products. Now that we've gone through some of the items that are all but confirmed to be releasing this year, let's take a look at some of the devices that aren't really confirmed, but there's a high chance that Apple is working on them, and some of them might even be released this year or the next. These products are game-changing. Apple Glasses. Out of all the rumored or featured products, this one has the highest likelihood of actually being released this year. Over the past few years, Apple has been on a hiring spree for VR and AR specialists, and they've also acquired a couple of AR/VR companies. According to rumors from last year, Apple was rapidly developing something related to VR or AR, with the most likely product being a pair of Apple Glasses, which would be like a much more advanced version of the failed Google Glass project. Initial rumors suggested that Apple wanted to announce their foray into VR and AR at WWDC 2022, with a product being released later in the year, but it doesn't seem like that will be the case anymore. Oh, and another thing, this thing is not going to be cheap. It's going to be the most advanced product in its category, and the expected price tag will be somewhere around $2,000, so it's not something that's being developed for the general public. Apple Car. One of the ways Apple is looking to branch out as a company is by entering the automotive industry. Apple is almost confirmed to be working on a new driverless vehicle that'll directly compete with the likes of Tesla and Audi. Unlike other self-driving cars, the Apple Car will not have a driver's seat, and it will only carry passengers. Apple has been working on this vehicle for at least 5 years at this point, and according to most rumors, the development is in full swing. The company has poured billions and has bought numerous automobile-related companies to make sure that this will be the most advanced car ever. This is why we can't wait to see it on the road. Foldable iPhone. According to some rumors, Apple is not going to be left behind in the foldable smartphone market. With Samsung coming out with incredible foldable phones each year, Apple also wants its own slice of the pie. Bloomberg has reported that Apple is in the early stages of developing their own foldable iPhone, and they've been talking to companies like Samsung and LG to make the screens. However, Apple wants this product to be perfect, and it'll be a while before they work out all the quirks and production limitations for a foldable phone. So it might be a while before Apple actually announces this new phone. New HomePod with screen. With Amazon and Google taking over our homes, Apple is not giving up that easily. Previously, Apple announced that they were doing away with the HomePod Pro and were focusing only on the HomePod Mini. However, behind the scenes, they have been working on a large iPad-like HomePod with an actual screen. This will also have an ultra-wide webcam that can be used for video conferencing. It could even feature a robotic arm, which would help viewers see you seamlessly as you move around the room. It would be a complete hub for all of your smart home products, although Apple isn't really rushing to release it just yet. And that's a wrap for everything Apple will be releasing in 2022 and beyond. What Apple product are you most excited about in 2022? Let us know in the comments below. As always, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you next time!